All right, well, I'm here with Mando Rayo, who's works with Hands-On Texas, which is based in Austin, and he's an expert in Hispanic engagement. And today he's going to talk about what nonprofits need to know about engaging in Hispanic communities.
Yeah, well, Hispanic engagement. What it is, it's about creating relationships, authentic relationships, advocates within Hispanic communities to care about issues or people and nonprofits. One advice I would give nonprofits engaging Hispanic communities is that understand the culture. Culture is really important. Family is really important. The way we approach relationship building is really important. I'll give you a couple of examples. We're a social creature. So for us, we don't kind of spring forward and say, "Yeah, sign me up. I can help." It'll take a couple of conversations before we do that. We need to build that trust within the community. We need to know that that you're actually doing it. That has my interest at heart.
But what are some ways to engage? You mentioned family is very important. What are some ways to deepen a relationship with a volunteer through some sort of family connection?
Yeah. Well, family is really at the root of the Hispanic community. Family is really important to us, and the more that you make your opportunities flexible for families to volunteer together, the better. The better you'll be able to engage Hispanic people and families and communities. And the way we engage in the community is bringing the kids along and my brothers and sisters and the parents. And so if it's important to the kids, it's going to be important to the parents. So nonprofits can do, if you can be more flexible, create opportunities that kids can volunteer at, young kids, to making sure that it's something of value that's important to us. Good education and resources. So there's a lot of things that you can do to ensure that we're engaged with your nonprofit. And if you focus on family first, you'll get us there.
That's great. So it sounds like intergenerational is a really important, powerful theme here.
Yeah.
And so it's not just about. It sounds like it's not just about designing great opportunities to get people involved,
Right.
but in some ways, it seems like the management of the actual volunteer experience on the day of the service, whatever that day is,
Yes.
Would have some pretty important differences too. And
Yeah.
what are some of those differences?
Well, the thing is that it is about the work and about getting the job done, but it's also how do you make it more culturally relevant. How do you? I mean, yes, it's about being flexible, but it's also about how do you start connecting people and within the project itself.
So let's say you're a hospital and you've got a volunteer program. Maybe create some opportunities specifically to help strengthen some Hispanic programs within the hospital itself, rather than just strengthening any kind of miscellaneous program.
Yes.
But something with a specific cultural theme
Exactly.
will be a little bit more ensure your success a little bit more.
Exactly. It's really important. Because of the family structure is tight knit, and as well as within Hispanic communities, we kind of it's a common bond that we have with other people in the Hispanic community. So if there's a program that you have, then it can be focus more on the values and how it helps Hispanic communities. That's a really great approach.
Right.
So if you have a program that could be culturally relevant and a way to engage and help other Hispanics, is a really great way to engage more Hispanic communities.
How are Hispanics finding volunteer opportunities? Are they using websites like VolunteerMatch, or is there a little bit of a difference in how they're discovering opportunities?
It's a mix, actually. You have it's a generational difference in a way. You have older Hispanics actually are very involved in the community. They are involved either through their families, through churches and schools, and so in a sense when they're volunteering, they in a sense don't call it volunteering. They call it helping out or neighboring. So it's about connecting and helping somebody in their neighborhood, or making sure that there's enough help at the church that and they can provide that help.
They don't need a website to find
No,
that.
they don't need a website.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, so and so needs help. Let's go help them. So it's kind of like there's that connection that we have within Hispanic communities that it's like, oh, we know who to connect with that can help us. So it's kind of an informal kind of way of volunteering. And but then you have generational, so you have second, third, fourth generation Hispanics that are online. They are using Facebook and VolunteerMatch and finding different ways to connect, whether they're young professionals, business professionals, to college students. There is that Generation Y Hispanics, because it's important to become engaged. And so they're online as well. So if you find different ways to engage them, from the grassroots to using social media, those are really great ways to reach Hispanics.
It's some good stuff to think about. Thank you so much.
Thank you.